Filmmakers Anonymous is UMBC's premier film club, open to all students who want to watch, make, or talk about films.
Filmmakers Anonymous is a student-run, student-organized, officially a student cinema organization.
Filmmakers Anonymous to me was a chance to really exhibit students' work in a bigger way outside the classroom. It was a chance to just socialize more with other film students.
Wow, we did a lot of things. We screened each other's work, we talked about each other's work, we brought in festivals, we went to go see out-of-town festivals.
Talk about what we were currently working on or planning. There was an opportunity for students to show some rushes or show the work that they had been working on, rough cuts and whatnot, get some comments from the club.
This just gave us sort of a more relaxed way to associate and talk about the work we wanted to make and allow a little bit of crossover from students that were more into animation and other programs, and brought together a lot of different minds into one room, which was important, I think, for all of us as students growing and trying to figure out who we are as artists.
Much of the history is fuzzy. The club was founded in 1993. It remained mostly quiet until 1999, when Lightstruck was created.
Every year we had a student end festival and didn't really have any name. We put it together. And so some of us decided to give it a name so it could have a label and branding, and we came up with the word Lightstruck. We were thinking about film and how there's Lightstruck leader, and we just liked the name Lightstruck.
And the end goal for me always was, let's have a film festival that's awesome and show the quality of work that the students of UMBC's film program can produce. It's been held at Creative Alliance.
Outside of campus, the Center Theater.
At the Charles Theater, it was always, really awesome to have it off campus. A way to showcase the talents of UMBC students to a greater audience, hopefully in Baltimore City.
On a small scale, this is what it feels like to go out in the world and talk to adults about the kind of person I am and the kind of work I want to create.
The club continued until 2006, when attendance dropped off and Filmmakers Anonymous ceased to be.
There were 2 faculty members that left, and then 2 new faculty members that came in, and I was one of them. There were students that were discouraged or had been working with one professor and now they were gone, and I think things kind of fell out.
Kathy was one of my advisors. When we started talking about this club and should it be a thing again, she really instilled in me the confidence to say, okay, I'll be president. Okay, I'll go to an SGA meeting, because I didn't want to do that at all. Could there be anything more boring? What happened was we wanted to start the film club up again, but there was also a group of people that wanted to do Filmmakers Anonymous, but their club had a different trajectory in mind, because it wasn't about just screening and putting on the festival. It was more geared towards, I guess, making content. I think then they eventually called themselves UMBC Film Crew.
They wanted more of a production club. That didn't go so well at SGA, because then we were splitting the history of the organization, and we were also considering changing the name at that time from Film Anonymous to Image Movers, because we wanted to include other disciplines.
I remember I really wanted the club that put on the festival to have the name Filmmakers Anonymous.
Today, the club remains strong, bringing in dozens of people each meeting with no signs of slowing down.
It's great.
The people loved it. I don't remember it ever have a negative aspect to it. The department really supports it.
Yeah, that's exactly why it's great that it started again, that people are interested. That's the thing, is because I think people were always interested in belonging to something like that and having it in that department. It just, kind of fell off for a little bit.
The legacy and the mission of the club was hopefully going to continue on at full force. It's really cool to see it continue on. Now the members of the club, the officers, are well past the time when I was here. It's still a living, breathing thing, and it's still a place for filmmakers, anybody on campus, to come and kind of learn a new perspective on media and filmmaking and show off their work, or even if they're not filmmakers, just get a chance to make some. This is a film club. Be serious.